I'm here in ICANN66 in Montreal, Canada, with Byron Holland, Chair of the Inaugural Customer Standing Committee, or CSC. Byron, you've been Chair of the CSC since 2016. How would you describe its role and what does it do?
Well, the CSC's primary role, and it has a very specific mission, is to ensure the satisfactory performance of the IANA functions on behalf of its primary customers, the top-level domain operators, be they the generics or the country code operators.
So it's my understanding the CSC has been really quite successful in performing this role. What do you consider to be its major successes?
I think it has been quite successful in executing its responsibilities, and I've been on a number of different working groups over the years, so I have some frame of reference. I think one of the things that was really important is it has a very specific mission, and you could literally go to the charter and look at the mission and understand that it's very clear, it's well written, it's narrow, and it doesn't allow for a lot of room for interpretation. So we had a really well understood goal, and I think that was the first thing. The other thing is that the communities that put forward members put forward a very small number, only 2 from the generics, 2 from the country codes. And they were put forward based on their technical skills and understanding of the space, and I would say their connective tissue to the community, to ICANN, to understanding how ICANN works. So we had a common goal, we had a small number of members who really understood the space, and we were really committed to doing the work because it was also very much in our own interest to ensure the healthy high performance.
In your view, what have been the major factors that led to its success?
I think to begin with, it was the clarity of the mission. So if you actually go to the charter for the committee, it's very clear, very narrow, and very specific. So we all clearly understood the goal. The 2 different communities that put members on the committee, the Registry Stakeholder Group and the CCNSO, each put 2 members on, and they were very specifically selected for their technical knowledge, their deep knowledge of the space, and their deep knowledge of ICANN and the inner workings of ICANN, sort of the connective tissue of it, if you will. So between the clarity of mission and the depth of expertise of the small number of members, that set up, I think, an environment where they could really work together to achieve that common goal.
Do you foresee any major changes?
I don't foresee any major changes in the near term. The first 3 years of the CSC, we spent a fair amount of time bootstrapping up our own procedures, internal rules and procedures, as well as some of the major procedures for the CSC, should something happen that requires our various escalation paths. Now that those have been set in place, I believe it will be steady state business for the near future at the very least.
Well, thanks so much for joining me today and give us some more insight into the roles and the successes of the CSC.
I think the CSC has been successful in working with IANA, and that is really the fundamentally important thing. Can the CSC, which provides the oversight function for the healthy high performance of the IANA functions, can we work together effectively with PTI, who delivers the services? And initially, I think there was perhaps some anxiety on PTI's side, change, new oversight mechanism, reasonable anxiety, but we spent a lot of time making sure that that relationship worked well, and it really is working well now.
Well, Byron, thanks so much for joining me again, and again, giving us some more insight into the CSC.
Thank you very much.